Well, hello there. It is Slowdown Sunday here on the Sweet Spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Derek Sweet. As you know, I'm the host here on the Sweet Spot. But more than that, I am your partner in the game of life. And in this game, it's great to have wonderful teammates. Today, I am concluding a week-long interview with one of my great teammates, the fantastic human being called Kendall Glassby. I call him KG. KG, thank you, boss.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's Sunday, man.
I know. Where does the week go? Much faster than you think, right? Much faster than you think.
Time flies.
Yes, it does. Yeah. So look, KG, on the Sweet Spot on Sunday, we call it Slowdown Sunday for a reason, because this is where we try to get into stillness and to just allow stillness to have permission to enter. Because God knows we didn't have stillness Monday through Saturday. Even on Saturday, we call it Self-Care Saturday. When people tell me, it's like, dude, I got errands to run on Saturday, got to dry cleaners, got to go get the haircut, got to go. It's like a lot to do. So Sunday is where we try to just give ourselves a few minutes to be still. And we anchor ourselves in the ancient wisdom of be still and know. Because in stillness, you can have knowing. In stillness, you can catch up with yourself. In stillness, you can find your truest self. And in stillness, you can find God. So be still and know I'm God is what the ancient wisdom says. And there's value to that. Because the research in science is also showing, KG, that people who meditate and people who practice mindfulness have great health. They tend to have better outcomes. They tend to have more longevity. They tend to have more robust cardiovascular outcomes as well. So there's a value to sitting still, to meditating, and to being mindful. So on Sundays, Slowdown Sundays, we talk about nature and what nature has to teach us. And one of the lessons, KG, we've learned over the years, of the couple of years we've been sort of dabbling with this in the Sweet Spot. We're not astrophysicists, but we do look at the universe and we look at how the universe seems to get it all done and not be in a rush. And we marvel at that. We marvel at how even the seasons come and go, to how the sun rises and sets. How is it that all of this is getting done? And it's not asking our permission, it's not asking for help, it's not complaining, it's just getting it done. And sometimes it's getting it done at a glacial pace, but we are actually rotating at this phenomenal speed through the universe. So we're traveling in time very quickly as this little dot in a multiverse. And yet there's an internal stillness. Because if everything was randomly moving, and there is such a thing as random entropy, but it's all motion is relative. All stillness is relative. And this, I like the smile. I see a smile on your face. I think you like that word, entropy.
Yeah, I love this conversation.
Absolutely, because the Sweet Spot's about science, soul, and success. We try not to go too deep into because we don't want to lose people, but at the same time, we know that our audience also enjoys when we talk about things like laws of motion, for example, that an object at rest will stay at rest. And the biggest revelation for us is that we're not just in the universe is actually in us. Because we understand from looking at basic astrophysics that when stars exploded billions and billions of years ago, and they released those carbons, nitrogens, hydrogens, cesium, and all other kinds of elements.
They're all in us.
They're all in us. We're breathing it in and breathing it out. So we may actually be divine beings having a human experience down here, or whatever. So that's our spooky sort of Sunday orientation. And stillness is the key for us. Finding a place to be still, because I call it the S's: stillness, surrender, solitude, and silence. Practicing just those four. Just finding a place to surrender, a place to be quiet, a place to be still, and to just be alone. You know how hard that can be? Dude, that is not that easy.
Especially in New York.
Oh my goodness. Tell me about it, dude. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. So tell me about you. How would you grade yourself on those four? Would you say that you practice them regularly and that you're into? You probably do. You look like the type.
This is a week-to-week examination, right? I think I love the my faith, right? So Sundays I'm typically in church. And my stillness is in self-examination, right? I love the call to be still, right? Because stillness allows you to be examined thoroughly. Not that God needs you to be still to examine you, but to examine yourself, right? To take a moment to just sit down and be still, to suspend thoughts or agendas to just simply be still. I love that. So Sunday, through corporate worship and listening to the word, there's always intentional time and examining self based on how I measure up to the title of being a Christian. And then when I think about a big part of that is prayer, right? And it's so interesting. You were talking about being on the train and inside of the train, you're still in those observing the train. You are in motion. And just the awe of being able to send like an email, right? I can send you an email. I can send you a bunch of words in a matter of seconds. And to have the awareness that I can speak and it reach my maker, right? I can think and it reach my maker in real time. It really gives reassurance because we are indeed little specks in the grand scheme of what life is. And for us to be able to create something like email is really just tapping into something that is way more magnificent. So
wow. I never thought of it that way. I mean, how many times have I sat down and sent an email? I never thought about what that actually is.
Right, but you just said it. The universe, the world does so many things that does not need our permission, right? We're trying to harness the permissions that have already been granted or to replicate them in various ways, right? So it's just always an interesting conversation. But when I think about Sundays and just being still, being prayerful, but also listening to what is God downloading in me today, right? And you don't necessarily get that unless you listen. You have to be in a posture to receive, right? You know, when we're downloading new software, right? It gives you a few prompts. This software will update blah, 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 blah. You don't know what is updated unless you actually read the prompts. And you have to be in agreement, right? You can pick yes, you can pick cancel, no, etc. So Sunday is by default that day for me to listen, to analyze, to posture myself for correction if need be, and to willingly assume a posture of wanting to be renewed in mind and spirit by accepting a new download.
Very powerful, and it beautifully said. I love the fact that you're a poet, because when I listen to you, I can hear a degree of like poetry, literally, like how you speak. And to me, anyway, I hear you that way. And what you're talking about also dovetails exactly what we are all about here on the Sweet Spot on Sunday, which is about the silence and the surrender. Like, I felt like what you just talked about is that surrendering of the self. To the moment, to get the download, to be able to hear what's being said. The stillness and the surrender are in some ways the prayer itself, right? Like the idea of the configuration that you have to be in order to receive, to even hear. Because how can you hear or know anything if you're so busy all the time? Like, what are you really getting or receiving? Sometimes I'm actually in church, I'll be reading with you, KG, and even that feels like an activity sometimes. And I'm like aware of the process and all of the different functions and all the people. And it's just sometimes it can, I have to really work to be attentive and to get the word and not be distracted, right?
That's real. That is so real. I'm glad you said that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a difference between relationship and religion and rituals. Right, the rituals and the expectations, somewhat of your status, right? You know, your example to folk, right? And sometimes folk aren't as present or sensitive to the fact that you need to be fed as well. That you need space to focus on the experience as well, to receive, to download, to process, not to always be in a posture of giving. No.
I love, yeah, when you said that, man, you also use the word space. And, you know, we're talking about the universe today. We're talking about slowing down and stillness and surrender. We're talking about the S's and that idea of space. I might just add that to the stillness, the surrender, the silence, and the solitude. Maybe I need to add space. Because that's the thing we need. That's what we have to give ourselves, is a space. Have I created a space for this? A space for stillness, a space for surrender, a space for silence, a space for solitude, a space for me to just receive the download. And how do I create that space? Dude, this could be a whole week on another. This might be a whole another week on the Sweet Spot right now. I mean, giving me a great idea here, because like that's true. Like I've never thought of it this way, and that's why I love talking to you this week, because I got so much information, right? Like I've never looked at it that way. Like, have I created a space for any of this? And you say, and you know, we call Sunday the astrophysics sort of perspective. The universe, I mean, space, the final frontier, right? So to some degree, this is just, I'm down with this. So this is Slowdown Sunday. We're reflecting on the idea of surrendering, of being still, of the idea of having space, of looking at solitude. We're looking at our downloads. We're really taking the time, prayer and really receiving from God. I think it to me, this leads to a place of gratitude, like you talked about. How do I get gratitude? This allows me to think and reflect on what I should be grateful for. Another thing that came to mind as you were speaking, KG, was this idea when you talked about the emails and how fascinating it is that we can send an email and like the marveling of what that is. And we take it so for granted, and how things are not happening without even our permission. Is the idea of having a sense of awe and a sense of wonder. That's a part of being human too. And when we lose that, we lose something. It's why vacations are so amazing, right? You go somewhere, you're like, wow! Or you look at the ocean, or you look at the mountains, or you go outside and you really get in touch with something that's magnificent. We need to get connected back to that feeling again.
Yeah, same sky, but it looks different when you're on vacation.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Yeah.
For real. So yeah, I'm thinking about that. And another thing, and we end on this, as we sort of go around here. You talked about the idea of things happening and not needing your permission. And as you were saying it, KG, what came to my mind was my breathing. How I don't consciously control it until I'm doing breath work, of course. But generally, it's not asking my permission as to when to inhale and how fast I should inhale or not. It's just going to do it. I think of my heartbeat, my cardiac system. I think of my digestive system. I think of all of the systems in my body that do not ask me what to do. But I actually don't necessarily have formal control over. And how marvelous that is. And I guess only on Slowdown Sunday do we stop to think about what a miracle we are.
Yeah. And beyond that, those things, you don't think about them, but they are acting in your best interest without you even asking.
Yeah, there's this saying that the universe is conspiring to give you everything you want. And in some ways, that this our biological experience, in some ways, proves that. And the ease with which it happens is amazing, right? It's just such an easy flow. And I wonder sometimes when I think about illness and how we call it dis-ease or disease, how where do we need to look, or what do we need to do to bring ease to these systems so that more health can flow through them? And is stillness the beginning of that? Is stillness the beginning of that? Like, God creates the world and then rests and recovers on the seventh day, not because God needs to rest. I think it's probably just a modeling for us of a way of being. And these cycles of recovery, we talked about that yesterday, these cycles of recovery, you talked about it brilliantly, about the cycle of giving and receiving and trusting and all of that. Being aware of all these things was so important for us as human beings, and taking a moment to just marvel at the email, close the tab, to trust the process, to take consistent action where we need to, and to have a destination for whatever move we're going to make. Brings us full circle.
Full circle. I like that. Full circle. Yes, sir.
And with that, we are coming full circle. I almost feel a sense of sadness that this is ending, but because we believe in the full circle, we know Kendall will be back with us again. I want to thank you again for the time you took this week. I want to thank you for all of the energy that you put into these answers that you gave us, and for being so open and transparent and vulnerable, sharing your insights and giving us this wisdom. And I want to thank you for jumping on this sweet spot with us this week.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Much success, and looking forward to chatting soon.
Absolutely. Kendall, for folks that may want to contact you or want to learn more about you, or do you have a book? Don't you have a book out? Or do you have any, or is everything sold out? Now, tell me, if it's sold out, it's sold out. I mean, I know that you don't, are all the products gone?
I have a poetry book that is still available. It's titled Loved, Unloved, Black Man's Puzzle. And
okay, let's slow down. This is Slowdown Sunday, so I want to just be sure that I grasp it. So it's called Love, Unloved, Black Man's Puzzle. A Black Man's Puzzle. Love it. And it's available where?
That you can get on Amazon.
Okay.
And I'm in the process of getting my novel traditionally published.
Wow.
And I'm excited to share that soon. So I hope to come back on to
love that.
To discuss that.
We would love that. But for now, we can get Love Unloved, A Black Man's Puzzle on Amazon. That's how we can stay connected with you, by reading your work.
I would love that.
All
absolutely.
Right. Absolutely awesome. Once again, thank you, brother. We'll talk.
All right. Later.
All right. Love and blessings. Take care.